Welcome to the Rewriting Naruto series part 12, a series of videos where I rewrite Naruto, making changes to improve the story for my personal taste. This is just part 12 of a very long series, so definitely subscribe so you never miss any future videos of the rewrite, and watch the previous parts if you haven't already. There's a link for the playlist in the description below. Ring the notification bell so you always know when the rewrites come out, and like this video to support the channel and the series. The like goal is 600 likes. If we get to 600 likes within the first 24 hours, I'll drop the next rewrite within a week. We pick up with the Tenchi Bridge arc. Team Kakashi, composed of Naruto, Sakura, Hinata, and Yamato, just left the Leaf Village for the Tenchi Bridge, which is located in the country of grass. They walk for quite a while without saying a word. The mood in the team is very tense. Naruto, Sakura, and Hinata are all glaring at Yamato. He doesn't seem to care though, he is smirking. Yamato then finally breaks the silence and says, My, I can feel the three of you glaring at me. I know I'm handsome, but you're gonna make me blush, Byakugan princess. Naruto says, why don't you just shut up? Well, because I'm your captain and I'll say whatever I want. Sakura says, I don't know what Lady Tsunade saw in you to assign you the role of captain. Yamato says, I could say the same thing about you. Why would Lady Tsunade take on a pupil without any talent, who clearly doesn't have what it takes to be strong? Sakura gets pissed. Naruto says, shut up or I'll make you! Sakura says, trying to calm herself down, don't mind him, Naruto. He's just a little prick. A little prick is what lies in between the Nine Tails' legs. Naruto gets furious. You bastard! Tell me, Nine Tails, how did you convince everyone that you rescued the Kazekage again? How did you make the Sand Village acknowledge your efforts? You must be the greatest con man in the world. Unlike some people, I care about the missions I go on. I care about my friends. Yamato laughs, and Sakura says, I was there, you idiot. Naruto fought the Akatsuki and retrieved the Kazekage. It was probably all Kakashi's doing. After what you displayed in our little altercation, I can't see you beating a 5-year-old, much less an Akatsuki member. Well, I guess that's why you're still a genin. Naruto's fuming. Sakura remembers Tsunade's instructions to keep Naruto calm, holds him down, preventing him from getting closer to Yamato. Hinata is observing everything with a cold expression. Naruto then says, why are you gloating about that fight anyway? Hinata destroyed you! Well, after I witnessed the beauty of the Byakugan princess firsthand, I was paralyzed by it. When she hit me, that was wonderful. Yamato looks at Hinata and winks at her. Hinata's expression is completely unfazed. Sakura says, you are seriously the worst person I've ever spoken to, and I've spoken to a couple of Akatsuki members and Orochimaru. Oh no, I'm definitely not the worst person you've ever spoken to. That honor would most certainly fall upon your former comrade Sasuke Uchiha. Deserting the village that gave him everything, trying to kill you in the process, joining Orochimaru, the man who killed the third Hokage, that is the worst person you've ever spoken to. Naruto and Sakura both lose their temper and rush Yamato, ready to strike him. Hinata tries to go after them, but before they reach Yamato, he summons his wood cage, trapping the three ninjas there. Yamato sighs. Oh well, I suppose we didn't start off so good. Sakura looks at the wooden cage and thinks, this is wood style, the first Hokage's secret jutsu. How does he know that? Who is he? Yamato says, we have a couple of days to get to Tenchi Bridge, so I guess we can do a little bit of team build-up. He smiles. In a relaxing hot spring. Naruto says, what the hell? It's either that or you stay in the cage, Nine Tails, for the rest of the day. We cut to the hot springs and Naruto is very embarrassed, trying to hide as much as possible under the water, while Yamato is very relaxed, asserting his dominance. He says, as I suspected, your equipment is indeed minute. Naruto gets furious, yelling at Yamato. The girls on the other side overhear that. Sakura and Hinata feel embarrassed, but the other random girls in the hot springs laugh at Naruto. Naruto hears them laughing and has a mischievous idea. He remembers the size of Hinata's chest and decides he wants to take a look. Yamato then tells the story about Jiraiya almost getting killed by Tsunade when he tried to do the same thing, and Naruto simply freezes in place in fear inside the hot spring water. Yamato leaves, saying he has some stuff to do. Hinata and Sakura seem to be enjoying themselves. Sakura smiling says, "So Hinata, what do you think about Naruto?" Hinata blushes. "What about him? Well, it's been a while since you've been on a mission with him. Yeah, it's very good to have him back. He's a great ninja." Sakura smiles. "It's probably good for you to go on more missions sometimes, Hinata. Of course your clan is important, but maybe I could talk to Lady Tsunade and ask you to become a permanent member of Team Kakashi when Kakashi-sensei comes back." "I really appreciate that, Sakura, but I don't think I can do this all the time with all my other obligations. Also, I feel like Kurenai-sensei, Kiba, and Shino would feel betrayed." "Oh, I see. Well, if you change your mind, definitely tell me. By the way, who do you think Yamato is? He has wood style. That's a very rare jutsu. I've heard rumors about a ninja in the village who had wood style. I didn't think it was gonna be him, but still I don't know much." Hinata then notices something. She says, "Excuse me, Sakura, there's something I must attend to." She wraps a towel around her body and leaves the hot spring. We cut to Yamato. He's only wearing a towel as well, and he is standing in the hallway of the hot spring inn with a wide grin on his face. Hinata appears, looking at Yamato. He smiles. Both are only covered by their towels. Yamato says, "Princess, great to see you here." Hinata smiles. "I know why you brought us here. I can see you staring at me whenever I'm not looking. I can also see you standing here, waiting for me." "Wow, you're straightforward. I like that. Well then, if you came here knowing all that, I guess it is my lucky day." Yamato moves close to Hinata. She smiles and touches her hand on Yamato's bare chest. Yamato has a gleeful and arrogant smile on his face. "I knew you had good taste, Byakugan princess." "Oh yes, I do." She leans in, not aiming for his mouth, but instead for his ear. She then whispers, smiling, "I don't care if you hit on me, but the next time you slightly insult Naruto, I'll kill you." Hinata then casually walks away. Yamato is completely frozen in place. He is terrified and thinks, "That wasn't an empty threat. She wouldn't hesitate to kill me. I could feel murderous intent oozing out of her. What the hell are these Hyugas? I have to be more careful." We cut to the next morning as Team 7 reconvenes to resume their journey to the country of grass. Yamato is no longer smirking all the time like he was before, and he doesn't provoke Naruto whatsoever. He also seems much more nervous whenever he talks to the team, and he says, "Today we'll reach the border with the country of grass. Needless to say, you can't let them know we are leaf ninjas as we cross." Sakura says, "Are we just sneaking in then?" "No, the border is a mountain range, difficult to cross and patrolled by several sensory ninjas. There's a great chance they'll spot us and we'll have to fight our way in, or they could try to pursue us into the country of grass, which would be even more problematic. Our best bet is to slip in as though we're just regular travelers." Naruto says, "I don't get it. I thought the country of grass and the land of fire were allies. So what if we're stepping into their territories? They shouldn't be mad at us." Yamato seems annoyed, and he is about to say something, but then he looks at Hinata, who's staring at him with a cold look. Yamato catches himself and says something else instead. "The country of grass has never been very open to any foreign nations. What we have with them is much more of a pact of non-aggression than a proper alliance. The land of fire is certainly much more powerful than them, but we shouldn't let them know we're infiltrating their country, lest we create a diplomatic crisis." Naruto sighs in annoyance. "I hate politics." Hinata says, "But don't you want to become the Hokage, Naruto? You'll have to deal with that type of thing. As Hinata says that, Yamato holds in mocking laughter at the thought of Naruto becoming the Hokage. Naruto says, I suppose I'll have to, but it's so boring. Hinata laughs with tenderness, but Yamato looks annoyed. Sakura then says, so what's gonna be the plan? Yamato says, we'll use the transformation jutsu to pass ourselves as traveling merchants from the land of fire. Our nation trades a lot with them, so it shouldn't be out of the ordinary. Hinata says, if they have sensory types checking people who cross the border, they'll sense our chakra right away, even if we're transformed. That's where Sakura comes in. I'm going to create a large wooden crate and carry it on my back. Sakura, you'll be inside that crate, so you're not seen by any border patrol. When we reach the checkpoint, you'll cast a genjutsu on the ninjas that will be inspecting us and trying to sense our chakra. I'll make small slits around the crate so you can see outside and aim the genjutsu properly. Hinata and Naruto will be transformed by my side. Yamato creates a crate with his wood style. He says, we'll transform here before we leave the inn so we're not spotted as we get closer to the border. Sakura, you'll be traveling in the crate. Sakura seems annoyed at that, but enters the crate nonetheless. Yamato picks it up and attaches it to his back. Naruto, Hinata, and Yamato then use the transformation jutsu, making themselves look like regular traveling merchants. They then travel towards the border. Yamato seems awfully quiet today, much more reserved and with a timid body language. Naruto then gets closer to Hinata, leaning in and whispers, Hinata, don't you think the captain's a bit nicer today? Hinata shrugs and says, I don't know, maybe the hot springs cleared his head. Team Kakashi then arrives at the border after traveling almost the whole day. It is getting darker now. The crossing used to traverse the border is a narrow passage in the middle of a beautiful mountain range. They see some ninjas from the grass village doing patrol and also some common people coming and going from the border. Yamato says, Hinata, you stay sharp with your Byakugan and tell us if anything weird happens. She nods. Sakura's watching what's happening through the thin slits placed in strategic places around the crate. They get in line for border inspection. Hinata counts 7 grass ninjas nearby, but she says none of them seems to be flaring their chakra in an attempt to sense other ninjas or chakra. Their turn to be inspected comes. A grass ninja says, halt there, what's your business in the country of grass? Yamato says, we're selling our tea. And where do you hail from? The Hizuna outpost in the land of fire. Very well, we'll conduct a brief inspection now. The grass ninja starts weaving hand signs. Sakura begins weaving hand signs at the same time within the crate, as she thinks he's going to use some type of sensory jutsu. I can't let him notice us. The grass ninja finishes his hand sign saying, Ninja art, detect chakra. His eyes start to glow blue with chakra. Sakura casts a genjutsu at the same time, aiming at the sensory grass ninja. Genjutsu! Altered sight! We cut to the grass ninja's POV. He can see faint traces of light coming out of himself and the other grass ninjas he can see doing border patrol. Nothing comes out of the merchants in front of him. He says, alright, you're clear. Sakura sighs in relief within the crate. Team Kakashi then motions to move into the country of grass, but then they hear a voice. Wait, what's in the box? A large grass ninja with a smile on his face is coming towards their direction. He continues, we can't let them pass without checking if they are bringing what they actually said. Naruto and Yamato tense up. Hinata seems calm though. Sakura thinks, if I use a genjutsu to make him change his mind, that will look too suspicious. The grass ninja is coming towards them, looking straight at Yamato's crate. Sakura sees that through the slit and weaves hand signs, thinking, ninja art, inner self-release. She casts a genjutsu on the grass ninja coming their way. Sakura's inner self avatar appears behind him. He doesn't seem to notice it though. Sakura's inner self grabs the ninja's calf and squeezes it with mighty strength. The skin and muscles don't cave in because of the squeeze, but the pain caused by the genjutsu is real nonetheless. The grass ninja screams in agony saying, I'm cramping! Help! Help! Please! Someone help! He falls to the ground, grabbing his calf. Sakura's inner self disappears as she releases the genjutsu. Ninjas guarding the border rush to help, and Team Kakashi uses that moment of commotion and distraction to nonchalantly walk into the country of grass. They enter the narrow passage in the middle of the mountains, and once they're far away enough, Naruto smiles and says, good job, Sakura! Sakura says from inside the crate, her voice muffled, piece of cake, Naruto. Yamato? Team Kakashi finally leaves the mountain passage and enters the country of grass proper. Yamato says, let's keep our transformations up just in case. Sakura, I'll let you out once we find a place to stay for the night. Sakura is really annoyed. You better hurry cause I gotta pee! As they near the location of the Tenchi Bridge, Team Kakashi finds a suitable place to stay for the night. Yamato lets Sakura out of the crate and she quickly rushes to the bushes in order to relieve herself. Naruto laughs and tells Hinata, she never did that when Sasuke was on the team. Hinata laughs with him. They hear Sakura yelling from within the bushes. I heard that, okay? Yamato creates the same wooden house as he created in the original for them to spend the night. Sakura comes out of the bushes, relieved, and she says, looking at the house, I'll cast a barrier around it so the house looks like a small hill. This should avoid visual detection at least. Sakura does so, making a hologram-like jutsu that surrounds the house and makes it look like an unassuming hill. Hinata says, I'll stay out here for a while with my Byakugan activated to make sure we weren't followed. Yamato looks at her and says, yeah, that's a good idea. Yamato, Sakura, and Naruto enter the house as Hinata stays outside. Inside the house, they have the same discussion about the mission as they had in the original, where Yamato debriefs the team about what they have to do. After they finish the discussion, Hinata enters the house. She says, it appears we haven't been followed. Naruto smiles and says, nice, we're clear. Sakura says, don't let your guard down just yet, Naruto, we're in enemy territory. Yamato then realizes Hinata didn't listen to the briefing and says, pretty annoyed to Sakura and Naruto, you two, brief Hinata on the mission cause I'm going to bed. He then stands up and goes to his room. Naruto's actually pretty happy at that as they got rid of Yamato and he can talk to Hinata about the mission for quite some time. Sakura and him then brief her about Yamato's instructions and Hinata nods in understanding after they finish explaining. She then says, oh, this shouldn't be too difficult. I can perceive things well with my Byakugan. I'll be able to spot the spy coming way before they arrive. Naruto smiles and says, it must be nice to have a Byakugan and to think that you'll command the Hyuga Clan one day. Hinata blushes and says, I suppose, yeah, one day. Hopefully not soon. But why? Because I will only become the head of the Hyuga Clan when my father dies. Naruto is surprised, but he understands that logic. Still, you're already a big deal in the Leaf Village, Hinata. She blushes even more. Sakura sees that they are both having a very good flow of conversation. She then fakes a yawn and says, alright, I'm going to bed, leaving Naruto and Hinata alone. They both become very self-conscious after this, looking at each other in awkward silence. Naruto finally says, so, Hinata, have you been training with Neji? Actually, it's been a while since we trained together. I see. You probably already surpassed him, believe it! Hinata smiles and says, no, he's much too strong. To be honest, he should be the one to inherit the Hyuga Clan and not me. No, you shouldn't doubt yourself, Hinata. You're a great ninja. Either way, it has to be me no matter what. But what do you mean by that? Any given leader of the Hyuga Clan has the responsibility of choosing an heir, but they can only choose one. When they choose the heir, they cast a hidden jutsu on that particular Hyuga, and that jutsu imprints the Hyuga Clan inheritance onto them. Whenever the Hyuga Clan leader dies, the heir who had the inheritance imprinted becomes the new leader instantly. Naruto seems confused. Wait, but what does that mean? Do you get anything special when you inherit the clan? Or is it just a title? You do. The Hyuga Clan leader has access to forbidden jutsus that only he knows, and that are passed down to the heir once the leader dies, ingrained on them by the imprinting of the Hyuga inheritance. That's why the clan head is always the strongest Hyuga. My father marked me as his heir minutes after I was born, a decision he regretted. But why? Remember I told you can only choose one heir? So when he chose me, he couldn't change it anymore. And after my sister was born, she showed many more qualities that my father found more suitable for the Hyuga heir than me. He really wished he had chosen Hanabi to imprint the Hyuga inheritance. Don't listen to him! You'll be a great leader! I hope so. Well, when I become leader of the Hyuga clan, you'll already be the Hokage, so I'll have you help me out. Naruto smiles, blushing. By the way, we still have to eat that ramen. We can do that when we come back to the village. Hinata smiles at him. I would love that. We cut to the outside. It's night. We see the moon and the stars looming in the sky above. Far away, standing on a tree branch, we see a figure wearing dark robes and an intimidating Oni mask with no eye slits that covers the entire head. The Oni masked figure observes the house Team Kakashi is in, which looks like a hill. The figure then abruptly turns its head towards another direction and jumps away, making no sound whatsoever. We cut to a battalion of 30 grass village ninjas walking on the same road Team Kakashi used just before they found the place deeper in the woods to set up camp. One of the grass ninjas says, "Oh man, board patrolling missions are so boring. I'm so glad we're coming home." Another grass ninja replies, "At least they pay well, and we actually get a pretty decent time off after they end." I know what I'll be spending my money on. An older ninja, the captain of the battalion, says, "Quiet you, we're still on duty." He then kneels and touches the blades of grass on the ground. The older shinobi closes his eyes and his vision expands. He can see vague shapes of everything the grass touches at a very large range. He then notices something weird and says, "There seems to be a new structure in this region. Looks like a house about 2 miles southwest. We're gonna have to check that out." Some of the younger ninjas in the battalion sigh in annoyance. The captain says, "I don't want to hear complaining, okay? This is probably a new smuggler's outpost. Seems pretty well hidden too, but they didn't count they would be dealing with me." He says that with a grin. The Oni masked figure appears 10 meters in front of the grass ninja battalion, making no sound and spooking them. Some of the ninjas yelp in fear as they see the intimidating figure weakly illuminated by the moonlight. The older captain says, "Who the hell are you?" We hear a cacophony of steel sliding and clanking as the entire battalion draws their weapons. The Oni masked figure stares at them and says, "I am afraid I cannot allow you to go where you intend to. Move along. I assure you that nothing harmful to your country is happening there." The captain scoffs and says, "As if I would believe you, smuggler scum. Do you realize how ridiculous you look? Now, I'm gonna ask you again. Who the hell are you?" The Oni masked figure remains silent. The captain then screams, "I've lost my patience!" He weaves hand signs, "Fire style! Flame bullets!" A fire projectile erupts out of the captain's mouth that streaks across the dark landscape and hits the Oni masked figure square on, exploding. The figure didn't even react to it. The ninjas in the battalion celebrate as the captain says, "Alright lads, let's go bust the rest of those smugglers!" The Oni masked figure calmly exits the fire and smoke created by the flame bullet, completely unharmed. The grass ninja's joy suddenly turns into apprehension. The Oni masked figure weaves hand signs with blinding speed. "Lightning style, electric ray!" The figure raises his hand and points 2 fingers towards the battalion. One bolt of bright blue lightning erupts from them, causing the air around it to shiver. The lightning strikes one grass ninja, passing completely through his body, hitting another one behind him and 2 more behind that one. The 4 fall dead instantly, with a smoking scorching mark where the lightning impacted. The captain yells, "Attack, you fools!" The battalion tosses multiple kunais, shurikens, and jutsus at the same time towards the Oni masked figure, who pulls a kunai, using it to parry the incoming blows and dodging the rest. A dozen grass ninjas then rush towards the Oni masked figure, and the rest stand behind, waiting for an opening to attack from a distance. The dark figure weaves hand signs once more. "Lightning style, electric paradise!" He hits his hand on the ground, which erupts in lightning all around him, paralyzing the dozen ninjas that were rushing towards him. They all scream in pain and agony as the lightning swells around them and hits their bodies. The Oni masked figure moves quickly and slashes the neck of every single ninja paralyzed by his lightning. They drop dead, oozing blood from their wounds. The captain who stood behind yells to the remaining ninjas, "Pull back! We have to go back!" But they're not fast enough. The Oni Masked Figure appears right in the middle of the rear shinobis. They take a while to notice that, as the figure is so quiet and stealthy. When they motion a reaction, it's too late. Lightning style, dancing lights. Dozens of lightning orbs erupt from all over the Oni Masked Figure's body, being launched with great speed in all directions. They then hit the grass ninjas and erupt into a lightning explosion, most of them falling dead. The ones who are able to survive the initial lightning orb hit are paralyzed by it and promptly finished by a kunai slash to the neck. The only ninja that was able to dodge the orbs was the captain, who stares at his whole battalion now dead, and the menacing Oni Masked Figure looking straight at him. He screams, "You bastard!" and weaves hand signs. Fire style, great flame bullet! He spits an even large fire bullet at this time. The Oni Masked Figure weaves hand signs simultaneously. Lightning style, electric ray! Shooting another bolt of lightning from the tip of two outstretched fingers. The flame bullet and the lightning bolt collide, exploding, but the captain realizes a little bit too late that the explosion was caused by the lightning destroying his fire style, which was unable to stop the lightning that erupts out of the smoke and flames, hitting the captain, who was only able to move out of the way enough to avoid a fatal hit. The lightning strikes his shoulder and he falls to the ground, shoulder smoldering and carbonized by the lightning style. The captain grimaces and moans in pain. He then sees it. The Oni Masked Figure coming out of the fire, once again walking calmly towards his direction. He is completely overtaken by fear, legs shaking as he tries to stand up but fails. In desperation, he tries to crawl away, but to no avail. Without any haste, the Oni Masked Figure catches up to him. The captain turns towards the figure and he asks in complete terror, "Who the hell are you?" "I am death." The Oni Masked Figure stabs the captain's eye with a kunai, killing him instantly. We get a cinematic and menacing shot of the Oni Masked Figure standing on top of the captain's dead body, surrounded by more dead grass ninjas, only illuminated by the fire and the moon. The Oni Masked Figure then kneels, looking at the man he just killed. He weaves hand signs and touches the corpse. Hidden jutsu, withering decay. Jagged red marks erupt out of the figure's hand and leap to the captain's body, encasing it completely, spreading even to the blood surrounding the corpse. Once the markings cover the entire body, it starts to disintegrate and turns into ash that just flies away with a cool night breeze until the whole body and the blood it spilled are completely gone. The Oni Masked Figure stands up, moves to the next fallen grass ninja, and begins performing the same jutsu. The morning arrives and Naruto wakes up. He is pumped. Today is the day he'll catch that spy and find out where Sasuke is. He ties his headband and heads downstairs. Sakura and Yamato are already there and ready to go. Sakura says, "Ready, Naruto?" "Yeah. But where's Hinata?" "Oh, she hasn't come yet. Maybe she overslept a bit." Naruto thinks, "Damn it, we probably shouldn't have stayed up so late talking." Still, Naruto smiles as he remembers him laughing with Hinata until very late at night. Hinata then comes downstairs, yawning, hair a bit disheveled. Naruto thinks, "Damn, she looks really cute like that." Hinata then says, with an apologetic smile, "Sorry, I lost track of time." Yamato says, "Well, maybe you shouldn't be going to bed so late in the middle of a mission." Hinata looks at him and Yamato instantly shuts his mouth. Naruto says in excitement, "Alright, let's go get that spy!" I'm cutting out the practice scene that they had in the original because Yamato only did that to try and improve Naruto's teamwork with Sai, and the scene served to explain Sai's character a little bit more. But as Sai doesn't exist in the rewrite, that scene is completely pointless. Team Kakashi arrives at Tenchi Bridge. Yamato, disguised as the Hiruko puppet, goes towards the bridge itself. Naruto, Sakura, and Hinata stay back in the forest observing. Some time passes, and Hinata, with her Byakugan activated, eventually says, "The spy's coming our way." Some more time passes, and a cloaked figure arrives at the bridge and walks towards the disguised Yamato. You can watch part 13 of the rewrite right here as we'll continue with the Tenchi Bridge arc. Also, please subscribe to the channel. This video was a lot of work to make, and definitely leave a like so we can reach the like goal as well. Comment below, I want to know what you thought about this episode and the changes I made, and thanks for watching.